This video is about the proposal design for the Genomuseum, a museum aiming to promote the Structural Genomics Consortium, educate people about basic biology, and inspire future generations of scientists. This museum will be housed in central Bournemouth, replacing what is currently the Stables Pizza restaurant, as it is ideally located amongst retail and also adjacent to the beautiful Bournemouth Gardens. The clients are the SGC, a group of scientists developing new drugs through protein analysis. The work that they do is very complex, which is why this museum is important, as it simplifies and condenses the SGC process so that it's understandable for the target audiences of primary school children and also the general public who may have no prior scientific knowledge. The design has been inspired by numerous other educational facilities that also encourage learning through play, including the Wonder Lab, ZMNK's Learning Landscapes Corridors, and also the Lolly Laputang Cafe in China. These inspirations help to curate the whimsical yet scientifically focused aesthetic of this space, with textures, objects, and sensory experiences taken directly from the typical lab environment and turned into child-friendly learning aids. The ground floor of the museum focuses mainly on achieving the aim of promoting the SGC and their scientific process. This adjacency matrix was devised for the whole museum before being revised to separate ones for each floor. The key consideration of this layout was to whether to restrict the guest to a set path or create a more free-flowing space. It was decided to compromise and create a gently meandering route through the exhibits so as to keep the order of the process clear but also allow guests to feel in control of their learning experience. The reception is located at the front end of the building, adjacent to the gift shop and donation points for the SGC, leaving the rest of the space open for the 4 process chamber exhibits, and the opposite end of this floor, which houses the show hall, a space perfect for school workshops. The process chambers are the key features of this floor. The first area portrays the first stage in the SGC process of making protein to analyse. Here guests will encounter a giant conical flask with gently swirling liquid in its walls, representing the environment used to trick bacteria cells into cultivating the desired proteins. The second stage represents a key machine in this process, the centrifuge. A real machine will be displayed adjacent to the giant cylindrical chambers with their rotating balancing floors which users can go inside. The third process chamber is made entirely of tubes in which liquid and also LED light strips will be featured. This area teaches about the purification stages of the process. Then finally, users will experience X-ray crystallography from the perspective of a newly grown protein. This chamber utilises laser light beams as well as responsive interactive walls portraying scatter patterns. From there, users can journey up to the Play Lab. This floor focuses on the aims of educating users about more basic biology and genomics, and also inspiring scientists of the future by showing them the fun side of this subject. The creation of an adjacency matrix led to the various zoning ideas, ranging from more structured to the free-flowing design that was eventually selected. It was decided that it would be optimum use of space if the playground accommodated the largest areas, including the section underneath the vaulted ceiling and the end conservatory zone. The cafe was situated along the side of the building, taking advantage of the ribbon window with views overlooking Bournemouth Central Gardens. Additional facilities have also been incorporated, including a lift, which will allow all users to access this first floor despite of any mobility issues they may have. The PlayLab has 4 major interactive exhibits. Inspired by classic playground apparatus, they teach the basics of biology and genomics whilst also encouraging learning through play. This includes conical flasks and beakers which demonstrate various scientific reactions, a roundabout which teaches about basic human cell anatomy, the jumboscope with giant petri dishes teaching about key scientific discoveries of the past, and a climbing frame inspired by a double helix structure of DNA. Perhaps the most visually impacting exhibit in the PlayLab will be the jumboscope. This is how it works. Users will approach the jumboscope, a giant-scale microscope with 2 built-in interactive exhibits, the first of which utilises giant petri dishes decorated with bioart. Science arrows and an on-screen scientist instruct the users to place one of the petri dishes onto the viewing plate, and then once on there, the RFID tag will trigger a specific reaction. The contents of the petri dish will be illuminated, and then a screen located on the base of the jumboscope will display a video about a key historical drug discovery of the past. For example, the discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming. At the end of the video, a quiz question will appear to help consolidate the user's learning. Once they have selected the correct answer, they will hear a completion noise and be instructed to try another dish. The second interactive is accessed via the DNA climbing frame. The eyepiece of the jumboscope is accessible on its upper level, and adjacent to that will be an info sign explaining how real microscopes are used to analyse scatter patterns. Users will choose a coloured button and adjust the focus reel, altering the kaleidoscope inside the eyepiece tube and the end result of this interactive exhibit. The technology used in this exhibit will all be hidden from the user's view inside of the body of the jumboscope itself. This is key, as otherwise the illusion of this being a giant object would be compromised. The jumboscope, with its overall height of over 4 meters, will likely act as a key photo opportunity for the guests. It is key to incorporate these photo spots, as it will help to gain a social media promotion of the museum by its guests and inspire their friends to come and visit too. The Genomuseum, teaching the fun side of science. Thank you for watching this design proposal video.